small story about that is force. So my dear friends, all of you know about it. So today let us have a small discussion about what is force. So coming to force, let us take an example. You are applying force on an object. You observe that the object is being pushed by you. So you are pushing it. So the object is moving. Sometimes object will move if it is a light object, but if it is a very heavy object, it is difficult to move with your hand. So my dear friends, this push, for applying this push, you need some force. So force is also called as a push or a pull. See, sometimes you will be pulling. So for pulling also you require the force. So force is nothing but, in simple we can say, is a push or a pull. And to move any body which is stationary, which is at rest, body is at rest, you want to move that, you have to apply some force on it. So force is that physical quantity which is required to move a body which is at rest, which is stationary. So to move it, you must apply the force. If a body is under motion, body is moving, you are applying force. With the application of your force, the body is going to slow down, or sometimes you can even stop it. So force is that physical quantity which can slow down the body or even stop the body. So these are all the effects of force. So it can move the body from rest to motion. It can stop the body from motion to rest or slow down the body. It can accelerate the body, means it can increase the speed of the body. By applying force, you can accelerate your vehicle. So by to increase the speed, then also force is required. So in accelerating any object, you require the force. So force can accelerate a body. And my dear friends, when a body is going in a straight line, you want to change the direction. Again you have to apply the force in one direction. So force is required to change the direction of the body. See, it is even helpful in changing the direction of the body. Sometimes you are applying force that is going to change the shape of the body. If you take a rubber band or you take a spring, you just pull it, it expands. Means a shape of a body can also be distorted with the help of the force in some cases. So it is useful in changing the shape even. My dear friends, but the force does not affect the mass of a body. That is very important. The force is not having any impact on the mass of a body. So my dear friends, we have been seeing that force is nothing but a pull or a push. It's a physical quantity which can move a body which is at rest, which can stop a body which is under motion or slow down a body, which can accelerate a body, which can change the direction of a body, which can change the shape of a body. In all these cases, we require force. Force is needed. But mass, to change the mass, force is not having any impact on the mass. So my dear friends, in our nature, every moment we are in need of this force. For example, let us just have a casual discussion. In the olden days, the strength of the king is defined with the army what he has. How many elephants he has, how many horses he has, the number of soldiers he has, the number of intellectuals he has. So in that way, if that king is having a strong army, his armed force is strong, definitely that king is strong. It's very difficult to defeat that king. So my dear friends, today let us come to today's This is very important. This force is a very important thing. Even today, the defense force is very important to any country. So, my dear friends, now coming to, for example, in our day-to-day life, we see different types of forces. One force is the muscular force, the biological force. It is, you may apply your muscles, your muscular energy. See, most of the work which you do at home requires the muscular energy. So, biological forces. Sometimes we use the animal's energy also. For example, ox, we use the ox in plowing the fields. From thousands of years we have this culture. We use the ass to carry heavy loads. We are using the horses to go faster from one place to another in the olden days. Okay, today we are not depending much on animals. But in the olden days, the biological forces were used. That means the muscular force of the human as well as animals were used in executing many tasks. So this is one of the important force. We must develop good strong muscles, my dear friends. For that, it is a consequence of a continuous hard work what you do. And the mechanical force. Today, to do any work, we are using sophisticated machinery. So the mechanical force, we are using a mechanical force. At home, we are using all the mechanical devices in doing all our household works easy. So they are giving a mechanical force. In the olden days, there is no fan. We used to fan it with your hand. Just they used to hand fans at it. But today, just go and switch it on. Your fan is just rotating. So it is doing the mechanical work is being done without any of your effort. So mechanical force is continuously being used by you. So mechanical force is very important. And we are developing sophisticated machines in using the mechanical force. My dear friends, no machine can run by itself. No machine can run by itself. It requires some kind of fuel to run it. So that fuel is very important. See, your motorbike is a machine which is moving, which is making you to go faster. Your car is making you to go faster, or some vehicle is good, but you are using some kind of fuel in it. So that is providing the required energy, and that energy is giving the required amount of force to it. You are getting the force out of the fuel what you are using there. So my dear friends, the economy of a nation's economy is again depending on the amount of energy that you have. So energy and economy are directly proportional. Energy and force are also. The more the energy you have, the more the application of the force you have. So my dear friends, now you have a mechanical force is required and the gravitational force, very essential thing. Today when you see the whole planet is just suspending without a rope in the space. It is hanging in the space. Without any support, it is standing in the space. See, sometimes if we just think, if we just imagine how it is possible, it is only the gravitational force which is holding this huge earth. Not only this huge earth, this whole universe is being governed. This whole universe, this is a small planet. If you take a sun, we are having planets, and every planet is having some satellites. Some are having more number of satellites. Our Earth is having only one satellite, but we are having satellites. We are having different in the whole of the galaxy. Our galaxy is the Milky Way galaxy. We have millions of stars, and we have millions of galaxies. Such a huge universe we are having. But in this universe, everything is being just very systematically, geometrically, perfectly arranged, without any collision, without any accident. Things are going on for millions and millions of years. So all these things are possible just because of the gravitational force. The universe is existing because of the gravitational force, my dear friends. The earth is just suspending itself in the space because which force is holding it? It is the gravitational force which is holding. There is a gravitational force. See, when I am using this gravitational force, there is a small story about Newton. Newton was going to the grandmother's house and he was just lying on the bed, and just by the time he was getting up, the apple is falling out. When he observed the apple falling down, he got a question. Why this is falling down? He just have taken the apple and just threw it up. But again it is falling down. After going to some distance, it's again coming back. He started observing. He got the question, why this is coming back? There is an empty space above. Why it's not choosing to go up? Why it's only choosing to come down? So somebody is pulling this down. So in that way he started observing. Every day he started observing the moon. He started observing the positions of the moon. How is this moon moving? So the same force which is acting on the apple is also acting on the moon, which is able to make the moon to move around the planet Earth. So he started calculating the acceleration. He started observing the force. So he started doing a great amount of research, and he gave the definition of force. He calculated the magnitude of force, and he told that the gravitational force is depending on, is existing throughout the universe. It is not existing only on the planet. It is a universal force. It is a universal force. It is not a force which is existing on this planet. No, it is existing universal throughout the universe. It is constantly, and it is depending on. He has given a formula that it is depending on. The gravitational force is depending on the masses of the bodies. So more the masses, more is the gravitational force. So it is directly proportional to the gravitational force. He told that it is directly proportional to the mass of the bodies. He has given a formula that force is depending on the mass of the two bodies, product of the mass of the two bodies. Whether the two bodies may be the sun and earth, or the moon and earth, or the stars and the moon, stars and earth, any two bodies, because between you and me, because between any two bodies, any two, whether it is small or big, whatever may be, it is depending on the masses. The gravitational force is depending on the mass of the bodies. And he also told that it is inversely related to the distance, square of the distance between the two centers. The distance between the two centers we call it as the distance between the two bodies, means the center and the center. Distance between the centers. So he was telling that it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two centers. So in that way he has given some explanation. So this gravitational force is depending on the mass. More is the mass, more is the gravitational force, and more is the distance, less is the gravitational force. As the distance keep on increasing, the gravitational force keep on decreasing, and this is the gravitational force which is making us to stand, our earth to suspend itself in the space. And once this gravitational force is missing between the planets, no more chances, the universe cannot exist. So thank God for keeping this gravitational force, my dear friends. This is one of the very important force. Today we are eating, we are gulping, something is going down. The gravitation is supporting to go down. Gravitation is helping us. We are writing with a pen. The gravitation is helping for the ink to flow down. So my dear friends, in our day-to-day life, to drink, to eat, to sit even, to in bed, different cases, the gravitational force is really helpful for us. My dear friends, if you just go on to the moon, or you go into the space, if you go into the space, there is no need of a base for you to walk. You can walk on that wall, and any place, even in the air you can walk, because there is no gravitation. It's not holding you onto the planet, onto the ground. So today we are being holded onto the ground because of the gravitational force. We are able to walk on the ground. So the gravitational force is one of the very important force. I request all the students to get the curiosity to learn about it. So my dear friends, this is one of the force. And my dear friends, we are being seeing about the electromagnetic force. Okay, separately if we can see gravitational force is only one kind of force, because we have only one type of mass. One type of mass. There is no positive and negative masses are not there. There is only one type of mass, so one type of force. So coming to the electrical force, we are differently talking electrical force and magnetic force, but in future we say that electromagnetic force. But electrical force, you take coming to the electrical force, much bigger than the gravitational force. The electrical force is larger in magnitude compared to the gravitational force, my dear. For example, you take a scale and just rub your hand, rub your hair, or take a fur and rub it. You observe that after that you take small pieces of paper. you bring that scale near to it, it keeps observing that pieces of paper. Means what? Means there is an electric charge. So my dear friends, here in electricity we have two charges, positive charge and a negative charge. We have two charges. There is a positive charge and there is a negative charge. So because two charges are there, we have two forces. The electric forces, we have a attractive force between a positive and a negative. Unlike charges attract, like charges repel. There is a repulsive force between like charges, whether it is positive and positive repulsive force, negative and negative repulsive force, attractive force between. So two types of forces are there because two types of charges are there. And again, according to the Coulomb's law says that it is again depending on the force of attraction is depending on the amount of charges Q1 and Q2. Let them be the product of the two charges. It is depending on the amount of charges and it is depending on the distance. More the distance is, less is the electric force. So my dear friends, okay, in this case we have a repulsive force and also attractive force. But this is much more compared to, the electric force is much more in magnitude compared to the gravitational force. That in detail we'll see in the next classes. Similarly, so my dear friends, electric force is one of the very important force today we have to handle. We are using the electric force in day-to-day life. In every electrical device, whatever we use, we are using the electrical forces. And my dear friends, the magnetic force. Magnetic force, if you take two magnets, if you take a magnet, the magnet is having a north pole and a south pole. Between two north poles, there is repulsive force. Between two south poles, there is repulsive force. Between opposite poles, north and south, there is attractive force. Similar to that of the charges. The north pole and the south pole in the case of a magnet, or a south pole and a south pole, north pole and a north pole. Unlike poles attract and alike poles repel. And again the Coulomb's law is there, it is telling that it is a magnetic pole strength. If M1 and M2 are the two magnetic pole strengths, so it is directly proportional to the pole strengths, product of the pole strength, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So the Coulomb's law is telling that it is depending on the amount of charges here, amount of pole strengths here. If it is a strong magnet, the pole strength is more. If it is a weak magnet, the pole strength is less. So my dear friends, the force is depending on the pole strengths, product of the pole strengths, and it is depending on the distance between the two poles. More is the distance, less is the force. So my dear friends, you can see there is a kind of relation, there is a kind of similarity between the gravitational force, electric force, magnetic force. But now next when we are coming to there are different forces. My dear friends, chemically, we use some chemical forces. My dear friends, chemical force, when we come to the chemical force, actually again we go to the depth of the chemical force. Again it is electrostatic force of attraction is existing, the different bonds we talk about. But now we are discussing about a chemical force. My dear friends, for example, our country is being ruled by the foreigners. We experienced almost nearly about 800 to 900 years we are being ruled by the foreign rulers because our nation is not producing the gunpowder. The formula for the gunpowder, we all know that the formula for the gunpowder, potassium nitrate KNO3, potassium nitrate KNO3 plus sulfur plus charcoal plus carbon, that is charcoal. If you take this combination, this is nothing but the gunpowder. If we might have known the formula of the gunpowder and we might have had a strong defense force and we might have had a strong unity among the different kings. Because of that lack of unity, we were being slaves for nearly about 1000 years we were slaves. We lost a lot of our economy. Once, just 1000 years back before the Muslim rulers entered this country, our Indian economy is nearly about 30% of the world economy. 30% of the world economy. And it is in the first and second places. India and China were in the first and second places for a long time in the world economy. Later, before the Britishers entered, 200 years back, before the Britishers entered, our Indian economy was 25% of the world economy. But by the time Britishers left India, our Indian economy is only 4% of the world's economy. You can just see, we came from 30% of the world's economy to the 4% of the world's economy because of the foreign rulers ruled our country just because we are not strong enough in maintaining our defense. Force respects force. Abdul Kalam ji keeps on telling the same point. Force always respects the force. So today we definitely among the 9 nuclear forces, we are also one among the 6th nuclear weapons, 6th powerful in the world. Our ranking is 6th in the nuclear weapon force. My dear friends, which is very essential. Though we may not be using, but we must have that. This is a very important thing. Otherwise, it is very difficult for us to exist. So self-sustainment is very important. Self-reliability is very important, my dear friends. So, okay, my dear friends, today our nation is spending a lot of amount on defense because our defense force is very important. Otherwise, we cannot stand in the present scenario. We have a threat from every direction. If we are weak, we will be ruled over by others. So we must make ourselves stronger in all dimensions, my dear friends. Okay, now coming to the nuclear force. So the chemical force, you observe that the gunpowder is an example. Exothermic reaction. That exothermic reaction we are using in the warfare. We are using in different places. We are using. Okay, next is the nuclear force. Very important. A massive force, a heavy force, highest in magnitude. This is the highest. It is more than magnetic, electromagnetic forces. It is more than the gravitational force. It is more than any force. Maximum force is nothing but the nuclear force. But nuclear force is not depending on any of these factors. It doesn't depend on the charge. It is independent of the charge. It is independent of the mass. It is independent of the distance. It is not depending on all these factors. These are all not the factors affecting. But the nuclear force is the most important force which is binding every atom. Which is binding the nucleus. If you see the nucleus, the nucleons are being binded. The nuclear force is a tremendous force, my dear friends. This you can see during the time of the World War, Second World War. The US have dropped 2 atom bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima on the Japan. 2 major cities are smashed within no time. Just 3 days, 2 cities are smashed. 7 lakhs of people have died. Say nuclear forces can be used for constructive and also destructive. If we use it for a destruction, it's a great disaster is going to take place. Just 4 nuclear weapons, just 4 weapons, 4 hydrogen bombs are enough to smash this whole planet. So, my dear friends, if a right button is being pressed by a wrong person, it doesn't take much time for the destruction today because we are using the softest, best technologies are there. We are having the high-speed technology. Today, the nuclear force is a massive force. It is you can't imagine that is the kind of force you have in your hands. So you must be wise enough. Knowledge and wisdom should go on contemporary to each other. If the knowledge is going and the wisdom is lagging, definitely that is going to bring disaster to the mankind. So nuclear force is the highest force which is there existing in all the planets. All the sun and stars and all these things. The nuclear force is a massive force. So my dear friends, we are seeing all the different types of forces existing and we are using, let us use these forces for a constructive purpose which is going to increase the economy of the nation, security of the nation, which is going to make our work comfortable, which is going to make us happy if we use in a positive way. So my dear friends, today knowledge and wisdom should go hand in hand. Knowledge, science and spirituality should go hand in hand. Then only the things we can have a peaceful world. Today world is in need of peace. It's the peace which is the most important thing. Every one of us must try to develop the brotherhood, the universal brotherhood. It should not be